Hello, everyone. My name is Josiah Kariuki Chege, Business Development Manager in Kenya for Servercore. I will introduce, or rather, he will introduce himself as the CEO of GoDeliveries, and then I will take it over. Over to you, CEO.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Calvin Omolo. I'm the CEO and founder of GoDeliveries. Yeah.
Awesome. So today we are here to speak about how Servercore has helped a Kenyan delivery service provider to save up to 43% on cloud costs. Today we'll be just talking about this wonderful guy and what he has been doing with his company. But before we reach to him, I will explain a bit about Servercore, and then we will go dive into what we have helped him do and what he's also doing by himself. So I will introduce Servercore and our products. And before I reach there, I want to say that Servercore has been around since 2020, building a cloud on OpenStack. We are an international infrastructure provider who has local presence here in Kenya and Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. We are local here compared to any other competitor out there, where none of them has managed to open a data center here in Kenya, giving us the leverage to give our customers minimal latencies and quick access to their services. And I think my esteemed customer here is well versant of what I'm talking about. So why us? We have brought global standards local. I think most of these other providers, yes, they do have good services, but they're not locally here. So our key points, we have partnered with the right people here in Kenya. The guys who we have partnered with, which we'll mention as we go by, that is a very key stronghold. We work with local guys to bring global standards locally here. We have free communication channels. We are all over the place. I think we have been seen on Instagram, Facebook, name them. We are out there. We are being seen. We have compliant to international standards, PCI DSS and ISO certified. I will go through it later through this presentation. We have really new modern hardware with a 99.98 uptime solution. That means that is 95%. I mean, that's 95 minutes per year downtime. And to be honest, that is unheard of with anyone who is doing this in Kenya. For local servers, the best part about us is we have not just taken the local standards, the global standards here. We have also done a lot with our local self as a company. One is you pay via Kenya shillings, which none of our competitors is doing. Two, we have an office here in Kenya with guys who are locally here, which I am almost certain not all of them have. We have complied to also local compliance. That's the DPA 2019 Act of the Parliament. And we also have the GDPR compliance as well. We have very, very affordable pricing. If our customer was able to save up to 43% of the cloud costs, then surely that shows how affordable we are. So these are our core solutions. We have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and also data storage services. For infrastructure as a service, we have cloud servers. Cloud servers is you spin up a virtual machine or a VPS, quick, fast in 5 minutes, and you grow with it. Your business today will be probably 1 GB and 1 CPU, and let's say 10 or 20 GB. Tomorrow you'll want to increase it. So it will grow with you. We have also bare metal servers. That means instead of you buying a whole 96 GB of RAM, 64 cores, and maybe a terabyte at once, we will do that for you, and then you pay a monthly cost, meaning we are going to make your life much more easier, moving your expenses from OPEX to CAPEX. which, I mean, from CapEx to OpEx, sorry, which makes your life extremely easy. You are able to budget with us. For for our managed for the platform as a service, we have managed Kubernetes. This is a very easy way to scale up your business. So if you're an e-commerce website, or you are a logistic website, I mean, the person who is giving that kind of service, it is very easy for you to uh, expand or scale up and scale down at whatever time. So Kubernetes gives you the ability to scale up and down according to the traffic that is coming to your website. For data storage, you have file storage. I think file storage is well known. I will not mention our competitors, but most of us are on them. But we also have it as well. And we have backup services automated to your process of creating backups. If you visit our site, we have extremely fair prices for backup services. I don't know where else you will have such kind of pricing and services. So for our cost optimization with Servercore, I'll just go through what no one else is doing in Kenya right now. So our prices policy is designed to the Kenya business. We know how the government of the day is, and we know how much businesses have been pushed either out of business or reduced people. The economy actually worldwide is not doing so well. So we have really designed it to be very competitive to the global providers, having in mind that the economy in Kenya is not good. And this is why we came up with these really amazing prices. So for the same server that you'll buy for 2 GB RAM, 100 GB network, and 1 TB, 100 GB USSD and 1 TB bandwidth, that same server, which we charge 4,876, you will get it at 7,832 at Google, and the same server, you'll get it at 17,000. If you do the math, I mean, it's crazy. So if you do the maths, we are way less, and we are locally available. So we are in Africa and we're in Nairobi. We are talking about a cloud server which is in Europe, London, and you're paying that much. And you can imagine the latencies. And also you're paying for another server which is in Ireland, which that is not so far yet. The pay is extremely high. So I would urge anyone out there who is listening, I mean, why pay more? And we are right here with you. So our cost optimization is based on our services. So some of our services is we have frozen instances. This means that you can freeze your server and you'll only pay for storage only. So the CPU and RAM will not be costed at that time when your server is frozen. That will obviously cut your costs. So when do we do these frozen instances, you may ask? Anytime your service is not being really needed, let's say at night, maybe it's not a critical server, maybe it's just a file server which really doesn't need to be on. You can either switch it off. That actually saves all the costs from storage to CPU to RAM. But if it is being used in a way, you don't want to be totally off, then you can freeze it. The other way is through shared cores. So shared cores is where, let's say your server is 16 GB of CPUs, 16 CPUs or 8 CPUs, for instance. And at a particular time, you don't need the whole of that 8 cores, or probably you don't use the whole 8 cores at once. So there is a feature that we have that you can share that cores with someone else who needs it. So that reduces your cost of your cores at that particular time. The other one is the autoscaler, which is Kubernetes. I mean, you don't need to have 5 servers on at all the time. If you only need, let's say, 3 servers now, and then they scale up because it's an autoscaler according to it is using containers to reciprocate the same jobs as much times as the traffic goes. So that means you can scale up and scale down as far as your business is going, which is a really smart way of doing business. The other fourth way is using bare metal instances. So for bare metal instances, it's a monthly charge of however big your server whatever big you want, however big your server you want to be. So that instance we have, I'll give you in price ranges, for instance. So their price range from as low as 13,000 per month to as high as you think. So for that purpose, you have one server for yourself. Whatever you want to put there, you put. You can maximize it for testing, for scaling, for staging. You can use one big server for whatever need you have, instead of going the cloud way, building one server on one server. So that's another beautiful way of saving your cost. And last and not least, we have free migration. So let's say you're from whatever cloud that you're using today, you can easily move from that cloud to us. And guess what? We do it for free. We will not charge you a dime. However complex it might be, or however complex you might think it is, we are here to do it for you, and we're here to do it for free for you. So, I mean, you're saving a lot of cost already, with the pricing and all, and imagine we are adding even more to it. So in our solutions security, I'll just mention the policy is part of it, but in actual sense, I'm urging everyone to visit our site to read through how much work we have been doing. But for now, I will mention the ones that we have on paper, and on each there is a lot of work that has been done. So one, in doing the compliance with the global and local security standards, we have partnered with one of the best, if not the best, data centers in Kenya, and that is iColo. They are a tier 3 institution. They have multiple redundancies of communication and channels. They have fault tolerance, which goes up to 99.98, which I'd mentioned before. And funny enough, most of the banks and financial institutions have co-located to them, meaning they must be really trusted. And also we trust them that much. They have complied to so much standards for data centers that we are 100% sure that is the best place to be. And that is where we take our customers, because we want the best for them. So that is one of the standards that we have. 2 is that we have complied also to PCI DSS. So this means that we as a company have complied to host other companies that process cards. What do I mean? For instance, if you use Visas, if we use MasterCards, so we have been credited that, or we have complied with the payment card industry, that we have the right to hold that data. For us to meet these standards, trust me, it's a lot of work. It's not just this is not just a piece of paper. There's a lot of grilling that happens at the back end. Last and not least, locally, as we pride ourselves to say that we are a local company with global standards. We also have complied to the standards for the ODPC, that is the Data Protection Commissioner, that we are authorized to process personal and sensitive data. And this is actually a requirement for anyone who is looking for a data center. And this is not just for us. If you're out there and you're looking for a data center, this is one of the things that you should request your provider to give you, because if they don't, that means they cannot really have your data on their machines. But we have complied. That means we cannot do anything with your data. We can process it, but we don't do anything with it. So, lastly, we are ISO certified. That is 27001 certified. That means the information security management system of the data center that hosts our server has complied to international standards. What that means is, so let's say, for instance, you are to move if you are to expand your business to other countries, let's say Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, whichever country that you have, the standards that are needed for you to be for them to be in a data center, we have already complied to that. So that means we on top of all the other compliances that we have shared with you, this also stamps it and creams it all that we truly have done the work that it's needed for us to be the top provider in this region. I think I've spoken enough about Servercore. I don't want it to be like a Servercore event, but it's more or less what we are doing for our customers, and we pride to be providers that we really do care about our customers, and we are not just here to talk about us. It's more or less what our customers have been able to achieve through the help, or rather through the presence of Servercore in Kenya. So I will leave the rest to our esteemed customer. And before you start, just know we really value you. And as you give your presentation, know we are all, you already know we are a call away, but we still are a call away. So over to you, Calvin.
Thank you very much, Josiah. That was a really good presentation. I think the audience will be able to understand why we chose Servercore. So my name is Calvin Omolo. I'm the CEO and founder of GoDeliveries. So GoDeliveries is a food delivery app that operates in Nairobi and the outskirts of Nairobi. So we majorly focus on the regions where most delivery apps tend to overlook. And we've been able to achieve so much thanks to Servercore's amazing services. And Josiah has been very crucial to our success. So our platform normally empowers, or we tend to empower local businesses and create job opportunities for young riders, especially in underserved areas. We operate through 3 interconnected Android apps. That is our customer app, like the one that you can see on the screen there, restaurant app, and riders app. So these apps communicate with each other to ease our operations and enable us to deliver food more efficiently within Nairobi, having its own challenges. The service that Servercore has been giving us has been really crucial in ensuring operations run through smoothly. Yeah, so why did we choose Servercore? So before Servercore, we actually struggled with high cloud hosting costs. So I'd like to mention that we initially had our servers shut down twice with our previous service provider. So this really slowed down our process. So slower server performance and unresponsive technical support. We needed a solution that was not just cost effective, but also reliable and responsive. Servercore stood out by offering transparent local pricing that fit our budget. So this was very important in terms of our innovation. This helped us a lot in repurposing the money that we saved into other things. Robust, reliable cloud infrastructure ensuring consistent uptime. 24/7 expert technical support, significantly reducing downtime during critical moments. So I'm very big on customer service. To us, our customers come first, and to know that Servercore always has our best interests at heart really pushes our relationship further and further. So whenever we have any downtime or any problems, Servercore is always there. We only just need to raise a ticket, and they solve it as fast as they can. So the ability to scale with our growth ambitions has been really, really made perfect by Servercore. Yeah, so what did we need before Servercore? Our previous hosting provider caused delays in app updates and frequent outages. So before we were in stealth mode, we actually were in stealth mode due to this. We weren't able to really get our updates out there. We have a healthy feedback loop with our customers where we talk to our customers on a frequent basis, get what they need and iterate our app. So we used to have a lot of updates rolling out almost every week, and our previous service provider didn't really serve us well. So the frequent outages used to happen during high demand periods as well, affecting customer satisfaction and vendor trust. We needed lower latency for quicker app load times, reliable infrastructure to support our growing user base, faster technical support to resolve issues promptly, and cost-efficient solutions to help us allocate more resources to innovation. So the results after migrating to Servercore are quite impressive. I'll start with the first one. That's 43% reduction in IT cost. Being a bootstrapped startup, this is very, 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 very big for us. We were able to repurpose a lot of that money into innovation, improved server performance, faster incident response. This allowed us to reinvest in app development and marketing. Faster load times and fewer outages improved our user experience. Downtime was minimized, ensuring uninterrupted service even during peak hours. So how Servercore helped us innovate? If you get a chance to use our delivery app, we are doing it differently than everyone who's out there. So our competitors are quite big and we're gaining traction in the market. So partnering with Servercore helped us innovate with improved performance and reduced costs. We had the flexibility to focus on app innovations. Servercore reliable infrastructure helped us to become the very first delivery app in Nairobi to introduce a stories feature on our customer app. This feature allows restaurants to share daily specials and promotions in real time, driving higher engagement and boosting vendor sales. So this is very, very big for us. We are aiming to create a foodie social app. So if you're a foodie or a person too lazy to cook or living within the hustle of the city, you're able to order food through GoDeliveries. But this is not just a food delivery app. You're able to connect with your favorite restaurants and be able to understand what really goes into the making of food behind the scenes. Soon enough, we're going to introduce a stories feature for riders where they're able to share what they go through to bring your favorite food through to you. By handling our backend stability, Servercore freed us to focus on pushing creative features that sets us apart in the market. So this has been very, very crucial in our growth, and we hope that all of you will be able to see how Servercore has been crucial to how we do things here, and there's more to come. Josiah mentioned about free migration, so we're able to migrate our code for free and host over Servercore, and we are soon expanding to countries like Uganda. So I'm glad to know that we are sorted. Once we get there, everything will be smooth, up and running. Thank you very much, and we are open to any questions if you have any. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Calvin. It's a pleasure to know you and to know you as a person and to know you as a customer. I mean, it has been a really nice journey so far. I believe it will even be better as we continue. So there are some questions here that we got. I will just read them through. I'll read mine and then I'll pose the ones to you. Okay.
Okay.
So the first question we have been asked is, where is Servercore data center located in Kenya? So we have partnered with iColo, which is located in Karen. If anyone wants to have a site visit of the same to see our amazing infrastructure, you can hit me up. I think our socials will be, our email addresses will be shared. So you can do an email to us, and we can obviously organize that for you. Now, a question to you, Calvin.
Uh-huh.
So the question goes like this: how much have you delegated the process of maintaining the infrastructure to Servercore's team? That's the first question. I'll read again. How much have you delegated the process of maintaining the infrastructure to the Servercore team?
How much have I did in terms of money, or because
Right.
in our budget? Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
what remains on your side? I think they're asking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think either they're asking about support, or like how much do you have you managed anything? Have you managed your infrastructure? I think that's the question.
Yeah. We have. Our technical team has been able to manage the infrastructure effectively through your help, of course. And I'd say as we were planning our budget, I'll go into that as well. We were able to significantly reduce whatever that we had planned for last year to this year. So we are able to repurpose a lot of that amount of funds into other things. Yeah.
I can also add something to what you've shared. Um, so Servercore is we give infrastructure as a service, meaning we will give you a platform and you do whatever you want in it. So you don't really dictate what do you do on the servers, or we don't dictate that. We don't manage that for you. Calvin and his team. Calvin has a very amazing team of young, brilliant minds, and most of the things that they do it on themselves. So much still is on them. So the other question is to you again,
Uh-huh.
Calvin. I think since
Yeah.
you're the main guys, you will receive most of the questions. So how did it take? How long did it take GoDeliveries to fully migrate to Servercore? And were there any difficulties?
Well, there weren't any difficulties. I'd say that it took us about maybe 3 to 4 days, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it took us about 3 to 4 days to fully migrate. Yeah. The process was seamless. We didn't experience any problems until we launched our product. So we migrated first before we did an official launch of what we had. So experiencing more customers had made us to have no choice but to reach out to Servercore's team to help us try and figure out how we're going to navigate the whole thing. But the migration process was seamless. Yeah.
Amazing. Another question for you.
Uh-huh.
So you mentioned that the incident resolution time has improved during the project. How much time does the company currently spend on this averagely? So I think they're talking about incident times and probably your down times and your up times, and how much time do you, if I'm not wrong, how much time does your company currently spend on this on average?
On average, let's say till end of last year, I'd say. So when we raise a ticket, it takes about, let's say, 10 minutes before we get any response. Downtime varies on the problem that we have, but the longest we've experienced downtime was about maybe 12 minutes before everything was solved. Yeah, and this happened like deep in the night, so it was resolved quite quickly. But we experience downtime rarely, like once in a blue moon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also think, if you look at it from the other side, you've asked now about your product, and you are
Uh-huh.
doing a startup. and you facing. I know now this is not even their questions. This is just us talking before we finish
Okay.
the webinar. So you have
Okay.
experienced that you really did a smart move to move before launching, because I can imagine if you had already launched and then you moved, that could have been another crazy headache. So after you moved, you mentioned that now when growing is now the time that you have faced true bugs, like true headaches. So you can give us a short story about that. Then I think if there are no other questions, we can finish this. So
Yeah, yeah.
how have you managed your growth? And I know you're growing and you are growing quite fast. Remember the last time we had that discussion, you're growing. It's a good headache that you have. So
Yeah.
how are you managing the growth, and how are we helping in managing that growth?
Yeah, yeah. So ever since we've launched, we've had quite a number of bugs, and the stability of your servers has been really, really crucial in ensuring that our technical team handles the bugs efficiently. And we're always running updates, let's say on an average, maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, because we're still perfecting our product. In terms of growth, we've been getting a steady rise in users. As I mentioned to you earlier when we were speaking. So, in the coming weeks, we expect to have big players in the food delivery system like Java and Art Cafe very, very soon. So, this will really, really entice more people to use our platform. And the stability of your servers really, really helped us to achieve this. And dealing with bugs has been actually it's a quite
Yeah.
it's quite a do, yeah. So our developers usually I talk about it or joke about it every now and then, but you can actually understand what they're going through. So you can imagine if we had an unreliable service provider coupled with the bugs. So we wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for the stability of what you guys have here in Kenya, and it's quite affordable. So in terms of growth, we're trying to mint every coin that we can, and saving as much as we did was really helpful. Yeah, so that's what I'll have to say about the whole thing. So look out for GoDeliveries.
Yeah.
In the next years, will be the talk of the town. So we're doing it differently than anyone else is doing it, and
Mm.
we're doing our best to make sure that you guys enjoy ordering food. We don't want it to be a boring experience as it has been over the past few years. We want to keep you glued on the app and be able to discover what you really, really like. Yeah.
Amazing stuff. My last punchline is we do this. We'll be doing more of these webinars with our customers. So and you can see this is one of us who we have done this co-marketing with, and we are really proud to do it because we are proud of our customers. I think I will stop there for today, and thank you so much for your time, Mr. CEO. I know you're a busy man. I will let you
Thank
go,
you very much. Yeah.
and thank you so much, and thank you for the guys who have been listening. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye bye.